So Strongman made this comment here that is worth unpacking, because in its simplest form, it is true that a recruiter has never done the job they're recruiting for. And so they are now choosing candidates based on what they were told to look for from the hiring manager. So they go and try to make a perfect match. They find a resume, a text-based profile, text-based application that's a perfect match. Here's where that breaks apart. First, hiring manager says what they think they need for the job. Okay, that gets translated into a job description. You then create a resume that you think matches that. Okay, but guess what? It's a little lost in translation. You remember the telephone game? We already got the telephone game going on with this. So now you put together this keyword optimized resume, which, by the way, we've been teaching people to do for years so that you get through an ATS system. You get through it, you match, but then the hiring manager meets you and says, that's not what I'm looking for. And so they go back, they go through 10 rounds of interviews and say, I didn't find anybody I liked. And they go back and they tweak the job description. So how many of you have seen a job description a month after you applied, reposted, and you're like, it's the same job description? Well, no, there's probably a few changes in there based on the fact that it completely missed the mark the first time around. And this is why some studies show that hiring is taking companies over 22 weeks now. Because not only is this process inefficient, right? So they go through the first round, doesn't work, they tweak it, go through the second round. But now, because it's a buyer's market for the employers, when they only get one candidate that's a real wower, that they really like, that's not good enough now. Because they're thinking, wait, I need 2 or 3 more really good candidates before I choose this person. So how many of you have been on an interview, they told you they love you, but they want to see more candidates? That's because when they come across you and you're the first one they really like, the assumption is, well, wait, I got to do a little more shopping. That's what they're doing. They're doing candidate shopping. And we've all been shoppers. We all know, you don't buy the first thing you like and fall in love with. If you want to be a smart shopper, you do your homework and make sure you're making the right purchase, especially if it's an expensive purchase. And let's face it, you're expensive. You want to get paid thousands of dollars to do a job. You're a service provider and they're buying your service. So this is why the process is dragging out and everyone is getting super frustrated. And the use of an app like McCoy, so that you create a set of video reels, one and done, by the way. You don't have to redo it every time you apply to a job. You've got this beautiful reel and you send off the link, the McCoy reel, off to a hiring manager. Hear what I said there? Hiring manager who understands the job and who can listen to you and go, that's what I'm looking for, as opposed to using this very time-consuming and outdated process. So people are opening these links. I'm working with job seekers now. Just this week, I had somebody who saw one of these TikToks message me in the app and say, you're not going to believe it. I put my McCoy reel together and I just landed an interview. Because what? He sent the link to the hiring manager who actually knows how to do the job, knows what they're looking for, and it was an immediate connection. So people are saying things in the comments from my TikTok yesterday like, well, why are they going to sit and look at 1,000 videos? You do that on this app. It's called scrolling, right? So people who are conveying their true selves are going to win with video. Let's say you don't have a degree right now, college degree, but you want a job that you know you can do and you don't have a college degree. You use a video. Let's say you're worried about discrimination. Can I tell you the amount of people that I've taught, like age discrimination, other forms of discrimination? I just had a woman, true story, we'll call her M, because I don't have permission to tell her story yet, but when she says yes, I will. But M lost her job after 16 years, thought she was going to retire at this company in her 50s. So she finds my company, Work It Daily. We start teaching her how to proactively job search, and we teach her the value of her UVA, her unique value add. And then I tell her, if you really want to get over age discrimination, use the McCoy app and record some videos of yourself sharing your UVA. So she leans into it. She creates her McCoy reel, and we create a bucket list of companies she wants to work for. So she's got these 5 companies she dreamed to work for. So she starts sending out the McCoy link. And what happens? She starts getting interviews. Now, she just messaged me 2 days ago. She got a job, $10,000 more a year, with the #1 company on her bucket list. And guess what? They told her why they picked her. Because they loved her UVA, her unique value add, and they loved her McCoy reel, which conveyed why she wanted to work for them. They loved it. She also got a bonus structure on top of that. So she's making more money than she did at her last job in her 50s. So don't tell me this stuff doesn't work, because it does. And by the way, that same person, M, her second company offered her, like second on the list, offered her a contract role first, and she wanted full time. The contract role though, when she first reached out to them, she saw a job, she applied, they messaged back and said, well, here's the rate. And she said, oh, okay, well, here's my McCoy reel. So she sent them her reel. You know what they did? They came back and said, no, we'll pay you 3 times as much as we said. Folks, it's all about evidence-based hiring and authenticating yourself. And I've got people in the comments saying, what about AI? And it's going to be deep fakes. They're building technology to screen that out. But in the meantime, until that's there, why wouldn't you just record yourself? And for my introverts, guess what? The McCoy app, you can put a picture up of yourself and just record audio. You know, there are so many ways to build a reel that will produce and authenticate your whole self and is way more impressive than a text-based resume, which, as I said, most companies aren't even believing anymore because of the impact it's having on the broken hiring system. So I appreciate comments like this. There's so much more to unpack about this. Will you please follow me here and let me teach you? I'm on this app trying to help 10 million people get new, better paying jobs. And I'm doing that with as much advice and information as I can share with you and an incredible amount of free job search resources as well linked to my bio. And lastly, I'll just say, if you really want to speed up your search and you want to work with me and my team, I'd be so honored if you'd come over and check us out. workitdaily.com. It's a 7-day free trial to our job search career coaching platform that is literally helping people get unbelievable opportunities like that I told you about. Okay. Thanks for listening, folks. Good luck. Go get them.